Hello everyone, myself Deepa Singh, working as assistant professor in Gyan Vihar School of Pharmacy, SG4. Today we discuss our next topic, that is intravenous bolus administration. So in this lecture, we already covered, in previous lecture, we already covered some multi-compartmental model, including IV infusion and extravascular administration. There's one model is remaining, that is IV bolus administration. So today we discuss this IV bolus administration. It is also comes in multi-compartmental model and some multiple dosing and interval required. All these parameters also we covered in previous lecture. So today we discuss only IV bolus administration and some introductory part of multi-compartmental model that is related for IV bolus administration. So it is a topic of biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics, 6 semester subjects. So before starting this topic, you should know about some learning objects. These are the learning objects in this introduction of a multi-compartmental model. Means introductory part. In this, you know what is multi-compartmental model that we already covered in previous lecture, or in this lecture also some part we have covered. Next is introduction of intravenous bolus administration. Means what is intravenous bolus administration and how the administration takes place and how is responsible for calculating or checking the specific amount of the blood for multi-compartmental model. Next is methods for residue. In this methods of residue, we cover different method residue for IV bolus administration. Elimination rate constant, means elimination rate constant also you know about in this lecture, as well as apparent volume of distribution for multi-compartment. This is a topic of IV bolus administration of this multi-compartmental model, that you should know about all these multi-compartmental parameters in this lecture. So let's start this topic. And this first is two-compartmental model. You should know about what is two-compartmental model or introduction part of two-compartmental model. Otherwise, you don't understand the IV bolus administration, because basic concept is very necessary. In this manner, drug given in a single intravenous dose demonstrate a plasma level time curve, and that dose decline as a single exponential process, that is first order process. Means mainly when we administer the drug or after administering the drug or single dose by intravenous bolus administration, this plasma time curve will be decline, is get reduced or start declining. This declining curve is known as single exponential or first order process. And the plasma time curve for a drug that follow two compartmental model show the plasma level concentration decline by exponentially and some of first order process distribution elimination. Means this is the difference between one compartment and two compartmental model. In one compartmental, the first dose is that decline or they get reduced. It gives first order process, and second order or two compartmental model, we can say that it declined 2 times, or the plasma concentration to decline by exponential curve, and it is a sum of first order process. Means it is not a complete single process, but it is a sum of 2 order process, and distribution and elimination takes place in two compartmental model of first dose, not a second dose. So in this two by exponential decline processes takes place, and in single model there's only one plasma decline by exponential process of first order takes place. Next is a drug that follow the pharmacokinetics of two compartmental model, does not equilibrate rapidly throughout the body as assumed at a one compartmental model. Means we already study in previous unit one compartmental model. One compartmental model is your drug can eliminate it out very fast and in single dose. And multi-compartmental model or two compartmental model, we can see that it don't equilibrate it too fast, and it maybe remains sometime in your body, so that rapidly throughout your body as in the two compartment or one compartmental model in single compartment, but in two compartment it be stable or remains stable in your sometime in your body. So in this plasma level time curve for two compartmental model, that is IV dose, and this is a graph. In this we are plotting time versus plasma level. So when we are plotting time versus plasma level concentration, then it get decline in this one is distribution phase, and this is the elimination phase of first dose, and otherwise second dose get continuous show one curve or one exponential plasma concentration. So this is a graph for two compartmental model. Next is multi-compartmental model that develop to explain predict plasma tissue concentration for behavior of this drug. Means this multi-compartmental model is also important to explain the prediction or predict the plasma tissue component concentration of different behavior of different drug. And in this model, the drug distributed in your two compartmental model. This is a two compartmental model. That's why in this two compartment are responsible for distribution or showing the reaction for distribution of a drug. So in this, these are the two compartments. One is central compartment, second is peripheral compartment. In today's lecture, we already covered that these two parameters or parts of the central and peripheral compartment. So in this central compartment is highly perfused tissue. In this organ or highly perfused tissue are recovered, and extravascular fluid as well as blood with rapid and uniform distribution. All this come in central compartment, means those organ, tissue or fluid having a high ability of a drug or get rapidly distributed out of high perfusion rate, that comes in central compartment. Next is peripheral compartment. So in peripheral compartment, composed of a group of tissue with lower blood perfusion, means it is consist of different tissue or group of tissue, but in this tissue have a low availability or low blood perfusion rate compared to a central compartment, and different affinity for drugs with slow distribution also covered. So in this affinity of those drugs or those tissue covered that have a slow affinity or don't have too much affinity for distribution of a drug in peripheral compartment. Next is a drug will concentrate in tissue accordance with that particular tissue or organ is depending on the type of the drug. Every drug have a different affinity for a tissue or a particular drug. Next in this, for example, lipid soluble drug tends to accumulate in fat tissue. Means only lipid soluble drug tends to accumulate, or only oil soluble drug can accumulate in fat tissue because they are already in fatty nature, and the drug is also in a fat soluble or oil soluble. That's why lipid soluble drug have a more affinity to fat tissue. Next is drug that bind plasma protein may be more concentrated in plasma because protein bound drug do not diffuse easily into the tissue. Means remaining those drugs who bound with plasma tissue or plasma organ, they have a high affinity to plasma protein and they have a high binding capacity to that plasma. So it can be easily bind with plasma bound drug or easily diffuse to plasma. Next is tissue sampling is invasive and the drug concentration in tissue sample may not be represent the drug concentration in entire organ. Next is multi-compartmental model provide the answer. This is the information that we receive after we are using this multi-compartmental model. Our multi-compartmental model provide the information or answer regarding this questions. How much dose of administered means eliminated. So in this condition, you maybe calculate how much dose is eliminated throughout your body or how much dose is still present in your body for showing the particular desired effect. So in this, you can calculate how much dose is eliminated out the administration of a dose. Suppose you are administering 500 mg and 200 mg is eliminated out. That you can easily calculate that 200 mg is eliminated out and 300 mg is responsible for showing the effect of particular drug. Next is how much drug remain in plasma compartment at given time. Means how much drug is present only in plasma compartment at given particular time, even 2 hours or 1 hour depending on the type of the drug. So how much time your drug remains in plasma compartment at given time. Next is how much drug accumulate in tissue compartment. Means how much drug present in tissue that accumulate in your particular tissue or in particular compartment. So how much drug is accumulate in tissue compartment. Next is the latter information is particularly useful for drug safety since the amount of drug is deep tissue. Means this is mainly for tissue type or drug this have tissue compartment ability may be harder to eliminate by renal excretion or by the dialysis after drug overdose. Means in this condition, we can say that more drug or less drug are excreted or eliminated out by excretion or by renal excretion or by dialysis after drug overdoses. So in this, we calculate that how much drug is eliminated out through that particular tissue or in maybe renal route or hepatic route, these type of route, or these drug is overdoses or underdoses or specific concentration. So all this information we can collect with the help of multi-compartmental model. Next, in this multi-compartmental model, assume that all transfer rate process for passage of a drug into or out of individual compartment are first order process. Means in multi-compartmental, we can say that the rate input and output process are takes place, and these input and output both have a first order process, and it is responsible for showing first order process, in and out process. And next is blood supply according to tissue group and percent body weight. This is a one table. In this, you can easily classify different blood supply condition or concentration according to weight, body weight to that particular tissue. Next is highly perfused tissue organ, and second is slowly perfused. These are the two types. In central and peripheral compartmental, we also compare these two type of organ which have high perfusion rate, and second is slow perfusion. Highly perfused come in central compartment, while slow perfused come in peripheral compartment. So according to different group, we can say that highly perfused tissues are heart, brain, hepatic portal, kidney, endocrine gland, skin, and muscles. Next, remaining somewhat is adipose tissue, if drug is lipid soluble. Next is tissue marrow, and in this body weight, we can say that 9. Next is 50 in skin and muscles, and 19 is adipose fat tissue and marrow. So this is weight of that particular highly perfused tissue is also more. And next is slow perfused tissue. In this, we come for example of bone, ligaments, tendons, cartilage, teeth, and hair. This is an example of fully perfused tissue, and body weight is 22. And the tissue uptake will also depend on such factors such as fat solubility, degree of ionization, partnership, constipation, protein binding of the drug. So these are the remaining factors that is responsible or bind to that particular tissue or organ due to their solubility in oil soluble or water soluble. And next is degree of ionization, as well as partitioning and protein binding of your drug also. Next is blood flow to human tissue. So according to this tissue, we there's included one table. In this tissue, percent body weight and percent cardiac output, as well as blood flow in ml per 100 gram tissue per minute. So in this tissue, first is adrenaline, that is 0.02 body weight, and percent output is 1, and blood flow is 550. Next is kidney. In this 0.4 is body weight, and 24 is percent cardiac output, and blood flow is 450. Next is thyroid. In this thyroid, 0.04 is percent body weight, and percent cardiac output is 2, and blood flow is 400. Next is liver. Liver is further divided into two classes, that is hepatic and portal. In this 0.2 is body weight, and percent output is 5, and next in this 20, and blood flow is 20 in first hepatic, and portal is 75. Next is potent gral viscera. There is 2% body weight, and second cardiac output is 20, and blood flow is 75. Next is heart. In this vessel part, that is percent body weight is 0.4, and percent cardiac output is 4, and blood flow is 70. Next is brain. Brain in this percent body weight is 2, and output is 15, and blood flow is 55. Next is skin. So in this skin, percent body weight is 7, and percent cardiac output is 5, and blood flow is also 5. Next is muscle. In this vessel part is included. In this percent body weight is 40, and cardiac output is 15, and blood flow is 3. Next one is connective tissue. In this percent body weight is 7, and cardiac output is 1, and blood flow is also 1. And in fat, percent body weight is 15, and the percent cardiac rate is 2, and blood flow is 1. So this is a flow of blood in human tissue, or that particular tissue, affinity of blood to flow that particular tissue. Next, in this, it is a table of one compartment, so two compartmental open body by intravenous bolus administration. So in this, we can say that several possible compartmental availability or possibility of two compartmental model. In this, there are the three model A, B, C. These are the three models according to the affinity. So in this first model, your drug reaches from central to tissue compartment or peripheral compartment, and again it comes back to central compartment. So it is a reversible process, but excretion or elimination takes place by central compartment, not in peripheral or tissue compartment. So this is in model 1 ability. Next is model 2. In this, your drug reaches to central to peripheral compartment or tissue compartment. The drug is also eliminated out in tissue compartmental, but it come back to central compartment for reabsorption. And but elimination is not takes place from central compartment, and tissue compartment is responsible for elimination. It just opposes to model number E, and C1 is model C. In this, the drug is from central to tissue compartment as takes place, and the elimination is also takes place from both central and tissue compartmental. These two compartmental are responsible for elimination of a drug, and it is also reversible process where drug reaches from central to tissue compartment or tissue to central compartment. So these are the three possibility of two compartmental model. In this, only the elimination process get changed, otherwise two both model central and peripherals are involved for this multi-compartmental model. Next, in this model, A is used for often describe the plasma level time. Means model A where the central compartment is responsible for elimination. So in this model A, we can say that more plasma level time drop is the opting or the C. And in this by convection, compartmental 1 is central compartment and compartmental 2 is a tissue compartmental. Next is the rate constant, that is K12 and K21. That is central and peripheral compartment constant rate. This represents the first order rate transfer to movement of a drug from compartmental 1 to compartmental 2 and from compartmental 2 to compartmental 1. That you already see that when you taking the drug enters in your central compartment. After central compartment, it goes to a peripheral compartment. And after peripheral compartment, it again come back to central compartment. This is a reversible process where reabsorption is also takes place, and elimination is depending on the possibility of that particular model. Otherwise, if a drug reaches from central to peripheral, then it represent drug passes from K1 to K21, and if again it come back to peripheral to central compartment, then we can say that drug is passes from K21 to K12. Next, in this most two compartmental model, assume that elimination occurs from a central compartmental model as shown in model A, unless other information drug is known. Means we already see three possibilities for this multi-compartmental model where the elimination rate change only, and otherwise passing of a drug is central peripheral is same procedure. Only the elimination rate change. So in this we can say that in two compartmental model, only the process of transfer of drug from 1 to 2 it's same, but in this practically or by assuming or maybe to many study, we can see that more two compartmental model are studied or depending on model A possibility, and model A is responsible for showing two compartmental model where the more information received by the model A, and elimination is occurred from a central compartment also. In this, no peripheral compartment is involved for elimination of a drug. So model A is more responsible or having a more availability for showing the two compartmental model, and it is a good model to give you more information regarding your drug. In this next is drug elimination is presumed to occur from the central compartment because the major site of drug elimination, that is renal excretion and hepatic drug metabolism, occur in organs such as kidney, liver, and highly perfused blood organ. Means in model A, more elimination takes place from central compartment. In central compartment, mainly highly perfused organ and tissue are involved, like kidney, liver. These type of organs are highly perfused organs are involved. So this is mainly responsible for elimination of a drug, and drug should be eliminated from central compartment and renal excretion as well as hepatic drug metabolism. Next, in this plasma level time curve, for drug that follow two compartmental model may be divided into two parts. These are the two parts or two categories. The plasma level time curve is divided into two categories. And this A is a distribution phase, second is elimination phase. And distribution phase is drug is distributed out from your body or reaches from one compartment to another compartment. And second is elimination phase, where the elimination of a drug takes place. After IV bolus injection, the drug equilibrated rapidly into the central compartment. Means we are studying IV bolus administration, and we administer the drug at a specific concentration by the drug get rapidly equilibrated from a central compartment, and you can see that the drug is directly reaches to in central compartment in very speed process or in a very fast process. This next is distribution phase of the curve represent the initial and more rapid decline of the drug from central compartment into tissue compartment. Means when you're taking the drug, more rapid distribution takes place, and fast distribution takes place from central compartment. And in this, because highly perfused tissue are present, but drug passes from peripheral compartment or at any other tissue is observed slow comparatively to first compartment or in central compartment. In this, smooth distribution is takes place of a particular drug in central compartment. Although drug elimination and distribution occur concurrently during the distribution phase, and there is a net transfer of a drug from central compartment to tissue compartment. Means more distribution is takes place in central compartment, and other after distribution or after this continuous distribution process, drug is reaches from central to tissue compartment or peripheral compartment. But this process is slow. The drug is passes from tissue compartment, and in this we can see that net transfer of a drug from central to tissue compartment is takes place. Next is relationship between tissue and plasma drug concentration of a two-compartmental model. In this, we are plotting one graph that is time versus drug concentration. And it is a tissue where the drug process or drug distribution is takes place fast, and one peak is received, and at particular point it will start get decline and will get eliminated out. And this is a plasma where it's also get again decline, the start decline at particular point. And in this, maximum tissue drug concentration may be greater or less than plasma drug concentration. And this next is the friction of a drug in the tissue compartment is now equilibrially distributed with friction of a drug in central compartment, and the drug concentration in both the central and tissue compartment decline in parallel and more slowly to the distribution phase. Means in this we can say that the tissue compartment or peripheral compartment distribution is slow compared to your central compartment or first compartment, and friction of a drug is less present in your tissue compartment due to less perfused organ, and the concentration in both central and tissue compartment just get decline or start falling out due to that particular point. And in this slow compared to distribution phase, and decline is first order process is called as elimination phase or beta phase, and line B phase. Means that distribution phase after it get decline or declining phase, the elimination phase get start. This followed by first order process, and this elimination phase is known as beta phase or line B phase. At this point, the drug kinetics appears to follow one compartmental model in which drug elimination is a first order process and described by B, also known as beta. Next is tissue drug concentration are theoretical only. This is not practically done, but we are just calculating all these parameters by theoretical way or by theoretical equation. So these drug concentration in tissue in both central as well as peripheral compartment is just theoretical, not a practical. Next, in this drug concentration in tissue compartment represent the average drug concentration. Means how much total average drug or how much drug is present in your body, and concentration group or tissue rather than any real automatic tissue drug concentration. Next, in this, in reality, drug concentration may be vary among the different tissue, possibly within the individual tissue. Means every tissue or every organ have a different affability or different ability to reaching of that drug or possibly passing of a drug to individual tissue and organ. And next, in these varying tissue drug concentration are due to difference in the partitioning of a drug in the tissue. In the model of descriptive above, K12 or K21 are the first order rate constant. And in this, we can say that one is the rate of drug changing out of the tissue. This is the equation dC by dt. dC is T and is equals to K12 Cp minus K21 Ct. And the relationship between the amount of a drug in each compartment and the concentration of a drug in that compartment is shown by equation. That is Cp is equals to dP by dt. And Ct is equals to dt by Vt. This is a peripheral compartment and this is the central compartment. And where dP is the amount of drug in central compartment and dt is the amount of drug in tissue compartment, where Bp is the volume of drug in central compartment and Vd is the volume of drug in tissue compartment. Next is dCp divided by dt is equals to K21 dt divided by bt minus K21 dp divided by bp minus K dp divided by bp. And next in this for tissue compartment, that is dc by dt is equals to K12 dp divided by bt minus K21 dt divided by bt. This is for tissue compartment or peripheral compartment. Next is equation describes change in the drug concentration in the blood and in the tissue with respect to time. So when this see the equation in this Cp is equals to dp divided by bt in bracket K21E divided by B minus A, E minus alpha T plus K21 minus B divided by AB minus E minus BT. Next is CT in this dP divided by BT in bracket K21 B minus A, E minus alpha T plus K21 AB minus E KBT. So this is for tissue compartment and this is for central compartment. And next in this dp is equals to dp in bracket K21 minus alpha divided by B minus A, E minus alpha T plus K21 minus B and divided by A minus B, E minus BT. And next in this equation, dt is equals to dp in bracket K21 divided by B minus A, E minus alpha T plus K21 divided by A minus B, E minus beta T, where the dp is dose of drug given intravenously and t is the time after administration of that particular dose. So this is the equation for required particular compartment after administration of drug in IV bolus administration. Next in the rate constant for transfer of a drug from between the compartment. This is a two-term micro constant transfer constant that we are using when drug is transferred from one compartment to another compartment. And the rate amount of drug being transferred per unit time from one compartment to the another compartment takes place. Next, in this, the value of for these micro constant cannot be determined by direct measurement, but can be estimated by graphic method. This graphic represent is mainly used for checking these value or calculating the compartmental model concentration. So in this, we can say that A plus B is equals to K21 plus K21 plus K. Where we simplify this above equation, it gets AB is equals to K21 K, and the way A and B is the rate constant for the distribution phase and the elimination phase respectively. Hence, it is the distribution as well as elimination phase A or B, both are the rate constant for distribution as well as elimination. Next, in this Cp is equals to AE minus alpha T plus BE beta T. The constant A and B are the rate constant for distribution phase and elimination phase respectively. And the constant A and B are intercept on the y-axis for each exponential segment of the curve. And these values can be obtained graphically by method of residue or by the computer. Next is method of residue. In this, there's one table where the time in R versus plasma drug concentration in mcg per ml. So how much drug at particular time get distributed out in plasma concentration. These concentration is according to mcg per ml concentration. So in this, we can say that at particular time, plasma drug get passes specific amount. So in this, for example, 100 mg of drug was administered by rapidly IV injection to at 70 kg healthy adult male. Means you administer any of the drug, then the concentration of that particular drug is 100 mg, and you administer that male patient or adult healthy male patient whose body weight is 70 kg, which is normal adult healthy weight. Next, in this, blood sample were taken predictably after the administration of the drug, and plasma fraction of each sample was assayed by the drug and following data were obtained. Means after administration at particular time, suppose in table we are taking an interval of 15 minutes, that is 0.25 hour. After 15 minutes, 30 minutes, then in 1 hour, then 1.5 hour, then 2 hour. This is the interval time there where you're taking the blood sample of that particular patient and check that how much drug present in their plasma and the concentration in mg, how much drug reaches to a particular concentration. So suppose in this, in 16 hours, drug is 0.3 5 mcg per ml in your plasma is present to that particular patient or healthy patient. Next, when these data are plotted on the semi-logarithm graph paper, a curve line is obtained. Means when we plot the graph with the help of these data, or plotting the semi-logarithm graph, then in this curve line is observed, or we'll say the curve line of these data and the curve line relationship between the logarithm of plasma concentration and time indicate that the drug is distributed in then more than one compartment. Means these curve line is show that your drug is not distributed in single compartment, but more than one compartment is responsible for distribution of that particular drug in your body. This is a graph in this time versus plasma level, which per ml is the concentration. Whether it start with decline and slope is V minus B divided by 2.303. And the plasma time curve for two compartmental open body is this one. And the rate constant and intercept were calculated by method of residue. And the decline in initial distribution phase is more rapid than the distribution phase is confound with the constant being larger than constant B. And the latter time E is the applies zero. The CP is equals to B minus PT. Log CP is equals to minus BT divided by 2.3 plus log B. And T half B is equal to 0.693 divided by B. So this is T half the final equation for this graph. Next, simple case considered as the B found to be 0.21 R inverse, and the from information of regression line for the terminal exponential or B phase is extrapolated to y-axis. The y-intercept is equals to B or 15 mg per ml. And next is value for extrapolated line are then subtracted from original experimental data point, and the straight line is obtained. This line is represent the rapidly distribution alpha phase. Means when we plotting the line or extrapolated that line, in this after extrapolating there's a straight line or experimental data point is received, and after receiving this straight line we can say that it representing the faster distribution or rapid distribution of alpha phase only. This is application method of residue where we noted down the readings in this time in hours. CP is observed plasma level, CP is extrapolated plasma concentration, and CP minus CP in this residue plasma concentration. According to this, you can calculate the value and check that how much drug distributed at a particular time period. Next is a new line obtained by grafting the logarithm of the residual plasma concentration, that is CP minus CP. Against the time represent the phase. And the value for alpha is 1.8 R inverse, and the y-intercept is 45 mg per ml. And the elimination of T half B is computed from B, and use of the equation has to value of 3.3 R, that is T half B is equal to 0.693 B. As the number of pharmacokinetic parameter may be derived from proper substitution of rate constant AB, then y-intercept A and B into the following equation, where the K is equals to AB, A plus B divided by AB plus BA, where K to 1 is equals to AB, B minus A square divided by A plus B, AB plus BA. Next is K to 1, where AB plus BA, AB. Next is apparent volume of distribution for IV bolus administration. So apparent volume of distribution is the BT, a useful parameter that relates the plasma concentration, the amount of a drug in the body, means how much drug present in your body, amount of concentration of a drug which is present in your plasma concentration or in your body. So in this we are calculating how much drug present in your plasma. In this rate plasma concentration to the amount of drug in the body in the two compartmental model, several volume of distribution can be calculated by these two parameters. First one is apparent volume of the central compartment, means how much drug or apparent volume or volume of distribution present in a highly perfused tissue or in a central compartment. Second is apparent volume of tissue compartment. In this continuation apparent volume, the volume of central compartment is useful for determining the concentration directly after the IV injection in the body. Means after administration of IV injection, how much concentration or volume of distribution present in your body. And the volume is also referred as the VI or initial volume of distribution as the drug distributed within the plasma and other accessible body fluids. Next, in continuation, this volume is generally smaller than terminal volume of distribution after the drug distribution to the tissue completed, and the volume of central compartment is generally greater than 3 ml, so 3 liter, which is the volume of plasma fluid for average. More many polar drug is initially for 7 to 10 liter may be interpolated by as rapid in the plasma and some extravascular fluids. This is the apparent volume of from central compartment. VPDC D0 divided by CP. CP is equals to AE alpha T plus BE beta T. At T is 0 is equals to CP by AB, and VP is equals to D0 divided by AB. Next, in continuation from tissue compartment, in this apparent volume of tissue compartment is the concept volume that does not represent the true anatomical value. VT will be calculated by knowledge transfer constant and VP. Equation is VT is equals to VP K12 divided by K21. In this tissue compartment, the drug concentration is the means that all tissue has this concentration. Next is a pharmacodynamic activity may be correlate better than the tissue drug concentration time curve and the calculate amount of drug in the tissue compartment. DT, the following expression is used. In this DT is equals to K12 TP0 divided by A minus B, E minus VT minus E minus alpha T. Next is elimination rate constant. So in this elimination rate constant, there's two compartmental model. One is IV administration and second is central compartment, not from peripheral compartment. Whereas a B represents the drug elimination where beta and elimination phase is distributed in mostly complete. And because distribution of a drug out of the tissue compartment, the plasma drug level curve decline more slowly in beta phase or B phase. As B is smaller than K and K is a true, and the hybrid elimination rate constant, that is influenced by rate of transfer of a drug in and out of the tissue compartment. Means in peripheral compartment, how much drug is eliminated out or in or out process in peripheral compartment or in tissue compartment. Next is when it is impractical to determine K. B is the calculated from B slope from a graph value or how much slope that showing the value is calculated. And T half beta is often used to calculate the drug dose. This is a table where comparison of beta half and distribution half of the selected takes place. These are the drug and then half-life and distribution half-life according to time period. Time is required for that particular drug or showing the half-life of the drug or distribution of half-life. So these are some of the examples: lidocaine, cocaine, theophylline, and lupometry. Every drug have some beta half-life. Suppose in lidocaine, we are taking one for example. And this lidocaine is suppose 1 to 8 is half-life or beta half-life, and in distribution half-life we can say that 8 minutes, and in cocaine if beta half-life is 1 hour and distribution half-life is 18 minutes. After completing this lecture, you should know about some learning outcomes. So these are the learning outcomes which is related to this topic that you should know. So in this, after this lecture, at the end of this lecture, you should know about introduction of multi-compartment that we already covered. You should know what is multi-compartment, introduction part, and complete description regarding the multi-compartmental model. And the next is introduction of intravenous bolus administration for multi-compartmental model. How the intravenous bolus administration takes place and how it is responsible for particular drug administration with their derivative and equation, how it takes place. So in multi-compartment, all three parameters were already covered. In previous lecture, we already covered IV infusion as well as extravascular administration. Today we covered the intravenous bolus administration. So in multi-compartment, you should know about all these models, including introduction of the multi-compartmental model. Next is method of residue in multi-compartmental model. Which method of residue is responsible for multi-compartmental model and how to calculate this method of residue. Next is elimination rate constant for multi-compartmental model. How the elimination rate is responsible and how to calculate the elimination rate constant in IV bolus administration as well as volume of distribution in multi-compartment or two compartmental model, mainly for IV bolus administration, because we are discussing IV bolus administration, so you should know about how this apparent volume of distribution is calculated with the help of this apparent volume of distribution. Next is the reference part for this topic. These are the all references are good. You can use any pen or in a combination. So in this reference, first is Sarshil Leon, Andrew DC, Applied Biopharmaceutics and Pharmacokinetics. Fifth edition published by MC Grow Hill. Next, second reference is Gibaldi M. Pharmaceutics and Clinical Pharmacokinetic. Fourth edition published by Pharma Med Press. And next reference is Nodai Robot E. Biopharmaceutics and Clinical Pharmacokinetics. Fourth edition published by Marshall Decker. So these are the reference that you can use any one of reference or in a combination. Now these are the question part that is related to today's topic. After completing this topic, you can easily answer this question. These questions are very simple, which is completely related to this topic. So in this first question, which organ comprise the peripheral compartment in two compartments? This question already we covered. And this, there's a 4 option for organ. According to this, you can select any one organ, which is correct for this question. And this A option is liver, B is lung, C is kidney, and D is the muscles. Next, in which of the following is not category of a two compartmental model? So in this, the 4 option is given, and out of this 4 option, all the options are not correct. You can select which category is not suitable for two compartmental model, because 3 category may be suitable and correct for two compartment. In this, select incorrect option or incorrect category of a two compartmental model for this question. Next, in this option part, A is the two compartmental model with elimination from the central compartment. This two compartmental model with elimination from peripheral compartment. C is the two compartmental model with elimination from only plasma and blood. And D is a two compartmental model with elimination from both compartments. Next, and third question, which organ comprises central compartment in two compartmental model? So in this, there is also 4 organs or 4 tissue you can select, and out of this 4 option, you can select any one correct option is responsible or showing the central compartment. So in this option part, A is the muscle, B is the skin, C is adipose tissue, D is the liver. Next, in fourth question, what is the equation to find out the hepatic clearance? So in this, you know about what is hepatic clearance and how to calculate with the equation. So there's a 4 option, you can select any one option correct, which is showing the equation for hepatic clearance. In this, A option is the plasma drug concentration divided by rate of elimination by kidney, which is the rate of elimination by kidney divided by plasma drug concentration. C is 1 divided by rate of elimination by kidney. D is 1 divided by plasma drug concentration. Next and fifth question, the IV bolus dosage is 500 mg and plasma drug concentration is 0.8 mg per the value of distribution. In this 4 option, you can select the correct value for volume of distribution in given value. A is 625 mg per ml, B is 625 liter, C is 625 ml, D is 0.0016 mg per ml. Next, in sixth question, what is the equation to find out the apparent volume of distribution? Apparent volume of distribution we already covered so many times according to type of compartmental model, so that you can easily answer about this question or equation that is required for volume of distribution. In this, A option is the amount of drug in the body divided by plasma drug concentration. This is the plasma drug concentration divided by amount of drug in the body. A divided by plasma drug concentration, 1 divided by plasma drug concentration. D is 1 divided by amount of drug in the body. Next, in 7th question, what is meant by elimination half-life? So in this, A option is time taken for half of the amount of drug that completely eliminated out from the organ. B is the time taken for half of the amount of drug that completely eliminated out only blood. C is the time taken for half of the amount of drug that completely eliminated out only plasma. And D is the time take to half of the amount drug get completely eliminated out from body as well as plasma. And next question 8, what is the following drug get distributed to the plasma extent in both lung and adipose tissue? And this there's a 4 drug option, and this is which one is correct for regarding this question of adipose tissue. A is phenytoin, B is caffeine, D is digoxin, C is digoxin, and D is antibiotics. Next, in 9th question, how much dose can be intravenously administered drug take to complete circulation? And this A option is 5 to 8 minutes, B is 7 to 10 minutes, C is 1 to 3 minutes, and D is 1 minute. This is the time to complete the cycle or intravenous administration. Next, in 10th question, in the equation log C is equal to log C 0 minus KET divided by 2.303, what does 2 0 stand for? In this, A option is a plasma drug concentration after 60 minutes of IV injection. B is the plasma drug concentration after 15 minutes of IV injection, and C is the plasma drug concentration after 30 minutes of IV injection, and D is the plasma drug concentration immediately after IV injection. These are the four options. According to this four option, you can select any one correct option which appropriate for this above equation, that is log C is equals to log C0 minus KET divided by 2.303. So in this, you can select C0 or CO stand to which parameter out of this four option. So this is a 10 question related to this topic. You can answer this question after completing this topic. So thank you so much for watching and listening this video. Thank you everyone.